Hi guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at some video calling options that we've had some questions about. So by the end of the video you'll know how to set people so they can't kick others out of a meeting. We'll go through some meeting options. We'll go back over how to set up a meeting and start it, so both from desktop and mobile. That was causing a bit of confusion. And we'll have a bonus new feature which is about read receipts in group chats that it's too small to fit into another video, but hopefully quite useful as well. Hi, it's Gavin from MeeTime. All the tips we put on YouTube have come out of real life examples or comments on YouTube, so if you want to know anything then make sure you leave a comment below. We are getting quite a lot of comments now, so we're going to answer questions from subscribers first. So if you've not subscribed, click the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified every time we release a new video. We've got new videos on Teams coming out every single Tuesday. If you've not seen our full basic tutorial video yet, I'll link that in the description below. Also check out as a free download of a PowerPoint deck that we use for training. That's got a lot of tips all in one place, and you can use it for training people in your organisation as well. Okay, so let's get in and have a look at some of the video calling options. Okay, so here we are in my Outlook calendar, and we're just going to create a new meeting with a Teams link in so we can see some of the meeting options. So if we want it for an hour, say, and do new Teams meeting, see it's added a Teams meeting link in there, and if we click on meeting options, which we need to control click if it's our own meeting link, then we're going to get two options here. So one is to do with who comes into the meeting and who doesn't. So by default, if someone is external to your company, they'll have to wait in the lobby and someone will have to let them in, and anybody can from the organisation can usually let them into the call, not just the organiser. If you want people to bypass the lobby and just come straight into the call, you can change the option there. So you can change to everybody or people in my organisation and trusted organisations. And then the bit I wanted to cover was that we've had some questions about, especially in the education version of Teams, or if people are using the free version, to do some calls with their students during this time. Then I've had some reports of people getting kicked out of meetings by other people, which they want to stop. And the best way to do that is to change who can present from everybody to someone else. You can change it to only me if only the organizer of the meeting is going to present. So say you're a teacher and you've got some students, you can set that to only me. Specific people you can set, and it says to select presenters, send the invite from Outlook, and then refresh the page so it knows who else is in the meeting before you can add those specific people. If you're doing it to external people, you could just have, say, people in my organisation can present and external people can't. But it's everybody by default. And I'm just going to do a test call just to show you what that means, because it makes other people, by doing this setting, it automatically makes everyone else a participant only. But you can set people just to participants whilst you're in the call. So I'll just show you what that's going to do. So if we make it everybody for now, and well, I don't need to say that because that's the default anyway. If we come back, and I'm just going to invite myself, and then we're going to join this call. Okay, so I'm on the call on my laptop, and I'm on just going to join the call on my Mac. And if we join with audio off here. So you can see the lobby bit I've flashed up now in the organisation. So because I'm external to the organisation, then I have to admit, which is the lobby bit, if you didn't know what that was. So I've let myself into the room, and I've got the audio off on this screen so that I don't get loads of feedback. If I turn my camera on there, you'll be able to see loads of versions of me, which is very odd, knowing which camera to look at. So what I want to show you was the second bit of the options. So if I'm now on this Mac screen, I'm the guest that's joining. If by default I've got access to do loads of stuff, so I can't kick out the organizer, but I think this is where people are kicking people out in this list, which if I jump into this one, I can remove participant there. So I can sort of boot those people out. And it might be because I'm outside the organisation, which is why it doesn't let me kick out people from within the organisation. But point being that where people that ask the question were students, they're getting kicked out by the students. They'll be part of the same org, and they will have, by default, have the ability to remove people. By doing that setting that says who can present, if you set it to only me, that makes everyone else an attendee, which you can do via this option anyway. So we did it via the participants pane, 3 dots, and then make an attendee. And it says this will affect who can share content as well as who can mute people, remove people, and admit people from the lobby. So that's how to, if you didn't do it in the settings to start the call when you set up the meeting, you can do it in once you're in there anyway, so you can make people participant and then it makes them attendee look. So in both screens then it's changed it. So that's how to do that. Also had a lot of confusion about people not being able to get the 4 grid video. I've still not found anything online about how that works or doesn't work. For us it's defaulted to the last 4 people to speak show their video on screen. I had suggested that people try pinning and unpinning people. So if you come on to the pane, you can pin people and that will pin them as one video, and you can pin up to 4 people. So I'm not sure if people had pinned by accident or by default or whatever, but that's how you could try to pin 4 people to see all of their screens. So you can pin up to 4 people, and that might help you if you're not getting the default 4-person grid and it's switching between between people. You can pin up to 4 people and see them all at the same time. So hopefully that helps for that bit. So I just wanted to go through how to set up and start a meeting, both on desktop and mobile, because there was a bit of confusion of that. So you can see we just started one from Outlook to start the this week's video, and then everything that you do in the meeting will go back into chat. I've had some questions about how to do it from a channel. So you can either do it from the calendar, which I'll show you quickly, or the Meet Now button. So if you're in a channel, you can start a new conversation at the bottom and click Now. You can do Meet Now from any thread. So if the meeting was related to a chat that you've already got going on and a conversation that you're already having, not a chat, a conversation that you're already having in a channel, you can reply and do Meet Now and then start the meeting and pull people in by adding them in. You can also just then schedule a meeting from a reply or from a new conversation in a channel, and that's going to pre-populate which channel you want the meeting to be in. And that's the only difference really from doing it from Teams, from doing it from Outlook, is that you can meet in a channel. So you can still do a title, add attendees, you can still see the scheduling assistant now. They've jazzed that up a bit in Teams. It was a bit more cut down, but latest developments are that they've done a more fully fledged calendar into the scheduling assistant in Teams. You still add meeting rooms and add location, and still type stuff. It still goes into your Outlook calendar when you send it. The only difference is that it's going to show up in the channel. But at the time of recording, there is no way to add everybody from a channel because Teams doesn't know there's no one in or out of a channel. As we've said in the basic tutorial, you're showing or hiding channels, which I guess might be the same thing. You might consider that, but I guess Microsoft don't at the moment. So you can't then add everybody that's not hidden that channel into your call. They can see the call in the channel and they can go into the call and join it if they want to. So any call that you put in the team is visible to the entire team, as everything in Teams. And if people want to go and see the meeting in that channel, they can go and join it at that time. I think they might even be able to go in and add themselves so that they get the calendar invite. I'm not 100% on that bit, but they could just obviously just schedule that time out themselves and remind themselves to go into Teams and join the call. So if you want to tell people and train people to do that, then that's an easy way of scheduling a call in the team and just say go into team and join the call. If you don't do that, you need to go and add everybody in individually that you want in the meeting, just like you would do in Outlook. So that's how we just did it from the team. We did Meet Now and then did a schedule. You can obviously do Meet Now and actually Meet Now, which is just click in Meet Now, and then you would need to invite people into the live call. But again, if you'd just been chatting about, oh, let's have a call, and then clicked Meet Now, that meeting, if I go back into the team, pops up that there's a big, there's a meeting happening now about this entire thread, and people just need to click join. You don't need to invite them in that regard. So let's just go to the last way in Teams Desktop, which is by the calendar, and you see that's the meeting that we just put in at the start of the call in Outlook. It's all synced. I just clicked on an area of the calendar and just starting a new meeting. So again, you can add all the same stuff. You can either meet in a channel or not. So if you don't meet in a channel, it's exactly the same as doing it via Outlook, in that it'll go into being a chat. If you do add a channel, you can pick from any team and any channel that you're a part of. Obviously, that's not pre-populated if you did it from calendar, because it doesn't know what team you want to meet in. If you did it from Meet Now and then scheduled it via the new chat or reply already in a channel, then it pre-populates with the channel you're in, because that makes more sense. So hopefully that makes sense for starting stuff on desktop. Let's flick over to mobile and have a quick look, because there's some differences there. Okay, so here we are in the Teams mobile app and we're in chat. Again, if you're in a one-to-one chat or a group chat, you can just click the video calling button, and that's just going to do a one-to-one call and go straight through. If you're in a group chat, it's going to call everybody. And then some of the differences, if we flick into being in the team, so in the same channel that we just were in, if we whether we click reply or a new message, there's no option to start a call from there. So you can't do a Meet Now in the mobile app in a channel, which is a strange omission, must admit, when this came up. So the way around that is that if we come all the way back out, you can just go to calendar, click the top right icon to add a new meeting, and then you can just share to a channel there. Just do a pop-up saying obviously only channel members can attend the channel meeting, so you still need to add individual members. And if you weren't meeting in a channel, you need to add individual members to send the meeting invitation to them directly. So we can then still pick from any team and any channel we want. So let's go and pick testing 2. And then it's exactly the same as setting one up in the desktop app from there on. So we still need to add people in, still need to give it a title, date and time, whatever. We can still pick a meeting room from here, and that's how you would schedule a call. You can schedule one for in the past or in the future or right now if you wanted to, and just tell everybody in the channel meeting to just join it. It's still going to pop up on everyone's screen that it's happening now, and there's a big join button if you meet in a channel via the mobile app. So there's just no Meet Now button in a channel, but you can schedule it for now, and it'll still pop into people's calendars and still go into the channel if you didn't want to add anyone in. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense for video calling. We've covered some of the main questions people had. Just because it's not big enough for its own video, I just wanted to show you a quick feature in group chats now. So if you're in a one-to-one chat, which might not make sense because I have to blur a lot of stuff out, you get a little eye icon when the person's read it. If you click the 3 dots on a one-to-one chat, you don't get many more options about reading stuff. If I jump into a group chat, and if you go onto one of your own messages, you can see that it's sent, which is the green, which is the little tick, which you do get in one-to-one chat as well, but when I've read it, it turns to an I. If you want to see in a group chat who's read it, you can then just click on the three dots on your own message, and then it says read by 5 of 7, and if you click that, it'll show you which people have read that message or not. So nice little hidden menu for group chats. Just thought I'd add that into the end of this week's video because it was a bit too small to include on its own. So hopefully that was useful. If you want to work with me, email support@meetimeapps.com. There's a link in the description below. Remember to like the video if you liked it, and click subscribe and the bell icon if you haven't already to get notified every time I release a new video on Teams, which will be every Tuesday. And if you haven't already, click the download link in the description below to get a deck that we use for training, which has got a lot of the tips we have on this channel written down all in one place. And then lastly, if you haven't already, check out meetimeapps.com for a meeting timer. Try and help people run better meetings. Search for MeeTime in our iOS App Store or visit www.meetimeapps.com for more info. So thanks for watching so far, and we'll see you in the next video.